Okay, welcome to Chapter 2, Lesson 4. The learning target or objective for this lesson is to solve equations with variables for each side. There are no vocabulary words for this lesson, so we're going to jump right into some examples. Our first example will be 8 plus 4d equals 5d. And what I like to do on these is look for the highest positive coefficient attached to the variable. Okay, so we have 5d here, and we have 4d here, so obviously the 5d is the highest positive coefficient, so we're going to move the 4d over to the 5d side. What we do is we would subtract 4d from both sides, and that would leave us 8. These will cancel out. Bring down the equal sign. 5d minus 4d leaves us just d. So then we want to double check our answer. You're going to plug the 8 back into both d's. And you see you have 8 plus 4, 8 equals 5. With our 8 in there, 8 plus 4 times 8 is 32 equals 5 times 8 is 40. And you have the 8 plus 32, which gets you 40. 40 equals 40, which means our d equals 8 is correct. Okay, moving on to our next example. 6n minus 1 equals 4n minus 5. You see we have variables on both sides of the equation. This is the variable n, so we're going to look at the highest positive coefficient of there, which is 6. 6 is higher than 4, so we're going to move our 4. In front of the 4 there is nothing, so you say it's a plus 4. So we're going to subtract 4n from both sides of the equation. 6 minus 4 is 2n. Bring down the negative 1. Bring down our equal sign. These will cancel out. And it's just negative 5 on that side of the equation. Now what we like to do is get rid of the number that is not associated with the variable on the left side of the equation, which is a negative 1. We have to do the opposite operation. We have a minus 1, so we're going to add 1 to both sides of our equation. This is 2n. These cancel out. Bring down our equal sign. Negative 5 plus 1 gives us negative 4. Okay, now we have 2n equals to negative 4. We have a coefficient in front of a variable, which is multiplication operation. We have to do the opposite, get rid of the 2, which is divide. So we're going to divide each side of our equation by 2. The 2 cancel out, leaving us n. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Once again, if you plug negative 2 back into the equation, you would get 6 times a negative 2 minus 1 equals 4 times a negative 2 minus 5. We have 6 times a negative 2 gives us negative 12 minus 1 equals 4 times a negative 2 is negative 8 minus 5. Okay, negative 12 minus 1 is negative 13. And negative 8 minus 5 is also negative 13. Those match, which means our answer of n equals negative 2 is correct. Okay, moving on to our next example. Next example gives us 2/3 x minus 1 equals 9 minus 6x. Okay, looking at our variables, coefficients of our variables before. We have 2/3, we have 1/6. Okay, it's a little bit hard to, we have two different matching denominators, so let's get them both the same. First, we're going to rewrite this. We have 2/3 x minus 1 equals 9 minus 1/6x. Okay, let's look for common denominators. 3 and 6. 3 we can change into a 6. Pretty simple by just multiplying it by 2. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 3 is our 6. Don't forget our x there. Minus 1 equals 9 minus 1/6x. Okay, now we have coefficients that we can compare. We have a positive 4/6 and a negative 1/6x. Obviously, the 4/6 is our biggest positive coefficient, so we're going to keep that home. We're moving our small one. The negative 1/6, we have to do the opposite, which is add 1/6x to both sides. 4, 6 plus 1, 6 gets us 5, 6x. Negative 1, right on our equal sign. We have our 9, and this all cancels out to nothing. Okay. So give us a little bit more room to finish our problem. And now we have a 5, 6x minus 1 equals 9. Once again, let's get rid of the number that is not associated with the variable, which is negative 1. Let's move that to the other side of the equation. In order to move it with the opposite operation, it's minus 1, so you need to plus 1 on both sides. That gives us 5, 6x. These cancel out. Right on an equal sign. 9 plus 1 is 10. Okay, now you have a coefficient of 5, 6 in front of the variable x, which means multiplying. In an earlier lesson, we did have fractions. Or to get rid of the fraction, you have to use its reciprocal, or its opposite. So we're going to multiply 5, 6 by 6 over 5. And then what we do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other. So we'll multiply 10 by 6 over 5. Okay. These are all cancel out to 1s. This is against our x. And then you can put in a calculator 10 times 6 divided by 5. Or you can take your 5, divide it into 10 over here. We have 1. So 2. So 2 times 6 is 12. Okay. Once again, if you'd like to double check, plug it in all the way up to the original equation, and you would find out that the x does equal 12. Okay, our real world example for this one. Green's Gym charges a one-time fee of $50 plus $30 per session for a personal trainer. A new fitness center charges a yearly fee of $250 plus $10 for each session with a trainer. How many sessions is the cost of the two plans the same? So we're trying to see how many sessions it would take to equal out so the price for both gyms would be equal. Okay, what we want to do is to underline or circle keywords in the real world example that are needed. Please pause the video and do that at this time. Once you're completed, please start the video back up and double check your answers. Okay. What you should have circled or underlined is the fee of $50 plus $30 per session. That's important for the Grange Gym. And then also for the new fitness center, had a fee of $250 plus $10 fee for each session. Okay, that is the important information out of the word problem. Okay, our variable for this is we're looking for the number of sessions. So we're going to let S represent the number of sessions it's going to cost us to make each plan the same. Now we're going to write this down in an equation so we can solve it. Okay, please pause the video and write down an equation how you think you can set this up to solve for the variable S. Once you're done, please press play on the video to double check your answer. Okay, our equation for this will be 50 plus 30s, 250 plus 10s. Okay, let's take a look at how we got that equation first before we move on. Okay, we have $50. That is the fee for Grange Gym, plus 30. 30 is the per session price we charge, so there's our variable S. And our 250 on the other side, 250 is the initiation fee for the new fitness center. The new fitness center charges $10 per session, which S is again our variable we're trying to find out. So let's find out how many sessions it equals out price-wise for both fitness centers. Okay, once let's get our variables on the same side. Let's look for our most positive, biggest coefficient, which again is we have 30 and 10. So 30 is the bigger one, so we're going to move the 10 over. We have a plus 10s, so we're going to subtract 10s from both sides. It's 50 plus a 20s equals 250. And then these will cancel out. Okay, once again, we have a number. Let's get rid of the number that's not associated with the variable on the left side of the equation, which is the 50. That nothing in front, so it is a plus 50. So to get over plus 50, you have to do minus 50 on both sides of our equation. It will cancel out, giving us what 20s equals 200. Okay, now we have a coefficient in front of the variable, which means it is multiplying. So the opposite of multiplying is division, so we need to divide both sides of the equation by our coefficient of 20. Divide these out, these will cancel out, just leaving us our s, and 200 divided by 20 is 10. So it would be 10 sessions from either gym to come out to the same price. So $10 is our answer. Okay, this is the last example for this video lesson. If you have any questions, please write them down in your notes, and we will proceed to the activity sheet for this lesson.